For this week's game update, Jagex decided to give my account a massive buff, starting with an 80-point task completion. Thanks, guys. So the Reprisal had mostly been used by me only to reach spots that are more than one tile away, so things that I can't like actually melee, or things that literally cannot take damage from melee. And that's because I really like the Khopesh and ward setup, and also the Reprise just didn't really feel like it was that strong. A great example of this is running around chambers fighting mystics or shamans. The setup for them is kind of using a ranged attack, right? In the main game, you don't normally run up and melee them. But I got to the point where I felt like I was doing so little damage that I did end up running up to them and meleeing and just kind of dancing around them and swapping to different prayers, trying to not get hit too much. And apparently that was all a bug and the reprise should be a lot better. So I did some research. I went out in the field and I tested it. And here is my old Kree'arra kill. I got an ecumenical key while on a Slayer task. I came here and I decided to fight Kree'arra. And guess what? It was horrible. It sucked. It was almost 2 minutes for a kill. It was not a fun time. I felt like I had to go get a twisted bow or something and come back here. And today I tested it again and I'm getting like 30-second kills, 40-second kills, 25 seconds, like 3 times the speed today. Was it bugged? Was it actually 3 times worse? I don't know. I don't know if Kree'arra is just a weird spot where it actually is way better, but this thing is hitting now. So can this be my new main weapon now? For all those people out there that didn't pick Wilderness, if you still want to go melee, should you be looking at using this instead of a scythe? What are you getting? Well, I've been fighting Grotto right here, and this is my Thunder setup, and these kills are about 30 seconds, give or take. It's pretty nice running around with it. And whenever I swapped over to the Nature's Reprisal, it was actually basically the same. You could say the Reprise turned into a surprise. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but you could. So these kills were about 30 seconds, give or take as well. I do think the Khopesh was actually a tiny bit better, but I would say the real advantage that the Thunder has is with the special attack. So even if they were about dead even or really close with just autos, you'd still squeeze out a few more kills just because of the special attack with it. But what if you want to run around the room like a madman and hit it with that extra range? The Khopesh can't do that. It doesn't have range. Well, I tried it for like half a kill and decided it was kind of silly. With everyone picking either Total Recall or Banker's Note, I didn't really see a reason to do this. If you guys can think of a reason to do this, then I might actually try to learn or develop a method. But like, I feel like tanking, the kills are still going to be faster, even if you have to just sit there and eat every once in a while. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a lot of footage from before from something like Chambers, so I can't really test the old weapon anymore, you know, because they fixed it. The old thing isn't in the game anymore, so I can't do a comparison. I can just say if it's good or not. I would really love to do Echo KBD, but I'm gonna get got for not having the dragon protection, and I can't make super anti-fire potions. But if you can, let me know how that goes. And in other news, it's time for the news. I know people think this kind of stuff is boring, but guess what? It's not. You know why? This is how I found out that they changed the weapon and made it work better. It's from reading the Raging Echoes changes right here, like you guys see. I'm not going to go through literally every single thing. I'm just going to point out some of the things that I think are important, like fixed an issue where players couldn't get a Hydra or a rack site task. If you've been looking for those, or if you're approaching that Slayer number, get that NPC contact ready. We're speed dialing Duradel. There's also a lot of combat tasks that had some issues here or there, so if you've had some issues with them, definitely look on here. There is an issues and fix specific page where they talk about some things that they had already hot fixed and kind of fixed throughout the week. So if you've had any issues, like on day 3, for example, guess what? They may have already gone through and solved whatever you were running into, so definitely take a look at those. There are a lot of them though. And then on to the fun stuff. Spending our reward points. Yeah, cosmetics. Wow, look at that tree. That's a crazy looking tree, huh? I want him in my house. And is that Aram's, but he's an Echo? Whoa, that could be you. For the low cost of 8 1,000 reward points. Now, these aren't going to be available until the end of the league, but I think you can go ahead and start converting some of your points in game in increments of like 500, I think is what you have to hit to be able to redeem it. You can go to Lumbridge, talk to the tutor for leagues, and go ahead and buy some of the old stuff. There are 4 leagues before this that have a lot of really cool rewards. Like, honestly, some of my favorite stuff is from Twisted League. So you want to go ahead and jump on that, pick some of that stuff up. You already have a bajillion points burning a hole in your pocket. You absolutely can. And you absolutely can also hit the subscribe button, because it would be really cool. Number 1, I'm making a list here. Number 2, you'd be notified of my videos. And number 3, you'd help support the channel. And number 4, most people that watch aren't subscribed. And it would be cool to see that statistic change a little bit. There you go. That's my top 4. Hit that like button or something. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm not good at this top 5 thing. Goodbye.